Is it moving?
Yes. It is.
Good morning, kids.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Fine.
We just finished the fountainhead, and what I'd like to do is just give a little conclusion about the fountainhead. What did you get from it? What do you think about it? How can you apply it to your life? Who would like to go first? No volunteers? Do I have to choose somebody? That's very disgusting that I have to pick somebody. Go.
Well, I will start saying that it taught me a lot. It taught me how one has to face collective brains. And that's one of the most important things it taught me.
Can I turn a little bit this way so the camera can get you?
It taught me that I have to stand for my own desire, for my own rights, for what I think is right, even when there will be times that there might be people that think that it's not the correct way of doing things. But if I believe in what I'm doing, that it will be easier for me to affront the obstacles that might get in my way. And if I believe in it, and if I apply what I learned to this movie, I think that it will be something good for me. And I will not apply it with something as transcendental as architecture, but I might use it in my everyday life. I might learn how to contact with other people, how to work, how to defend myself. That is what I think is one of the most important things. But because one might learn how to express oneself to please others, but sometimes we do it just for the pleasure of being accepted by others instead of being proud of ourselves for an idea we had or something that we think that they did wrong, but we don't try to correct it, so we follow just because they follow. So that way sometimes we're like sheep that they gather around each other instead of going and trying new things. So I would like to be a different sheep. I would like to be the black sheep and prove different, do what they want me to do. I'm not saying I will go and do, I don't know, something big and transcendental. It might be bad, but I will try to apply it to my life. I will try to make something to take the good things out of it and to succeed through it.
Good. Yeah. Tell me about who Rourke is, something about his mentality, and what you took from the movie.
Well, Howard Rourke is an architect but he's an interesting man because he is a person that thinks that his own ideas are excellent, and it doesn't matter if the other people think that they're bad, they will destroy the job of others. He just tried to make them possible, and I took from him a lot of things. First of all, I learned how to be an independent thinker because he's a person that doesn't take care about what the people think about him, and he just overcome all the obstacles that are in front of him. And I think that a person that wants to be successful has to start working now. It doesn't have to wait for the future, because the future, we're starting it now. And if we are working hard for it, maybe we will get important things in our life. And when we have a new idea that we know that will help other people or will help humanity in the future, maybe, we have to fight for it. It doesn't matter if my best friend says that it's bad, if my parents tell me that I'm a bad person, I will destroy the opinion of others.
Are you willing to pay the price? We know that throughout history, the individual thinker has been punished and killed. Are you willing to pay that price?
I am. I think that if I want to be a good person, I have to do things that makes me happy and not things that makes happy the other people. And I will work hard, and I will try to be an independent thinker and fight for my ideas because I'm the boss of myself.
I like it. Can you?
Well, that was a beautiful speech, and that shows us that every person must to decide what wants to be. If
wants to be a creator or a parasite. And if a person shows the first one, must to know that that will be a hard path, and that will be so hard for every person that shows to be a creator. And that person must to walk through the worst part in the world, and that will meet with a lot of person that will be against us. We will meet a lot of person that will be against us, maybe because that persons don't like our ideas, or maybe because they just don't like us to be successful. And that's the hardest thing that I think that we must to pass. But if a person decides to be a creator, I think that we will fall the. I'm sorry, I got stuck.
That's it?
Yeah, I got stuck.
Okay. I love this speech because it taught me how to be a creator. Now I know the way that I have to follow to be a creator. First of all, I know that I have to put in aside all the morals, the religion, and all the things that society has imbued to me all over those years that I have lived in this world.
Now, when you say put aside religion, does that mean do away with religion?
No, it doesn't mean that.
What does it mean?
It means that after I will reconsider all those things that people taught me, and then I will create my own personality and be myself, thinking all in my own ideas, in my own dreams, or whatever I want to do. And in this movie, I learned how to be a real creator, defend my ideas, fight for what I want, and I love that man. Right, I love it because because that speech inspired me to be a better person in this world and take care about what people say, but not in the way that affect me and affect my happiness. I want to work and make things good for the society that make me happy to me and makes happy to me and make happy the other people.
Yes, yeah, that absolutely shocks me.
Yeah.
That shocks me. Danielle?
Okay. As you said, the main reason to be alive or the goal in life is to be happy, but always follow with the law. So with Mark, here we're discussing the individual thinker versus the parasite, the collective thinker, or the compromise. So Rourke was a man who was an individual thinker. He didn't care about what society says about him and all the rules that they have been implanted in all these years, because he was an architect. He was creating his own buildings, and they didn't like it, so they were criticizing it. All the things, the good things in life has a price. For example, Galileo, he got killed. The one who discovered that the world was round and not flat, as he thought that it was supported by two elephants, but it didn't. The one that the man that made the fire, he got killed by his own brother. But at least he left them a gift, which was the light. He left them a gift, which was the light and stuff of darkness. So the thing is that as Rourke was creating his own buildings, I think that we have to create our lives with our own thoughts. And life is like a building. We're putting one block every time, and if we don't have to leave it destroyed, if we want to create, if we want to finish that building, we have to go ahead even if a storm
Now,
comes in.
Danielle, I want to ask you. He destroyed that building that belonged to someone else.
That's right, but it's because that idea is owned by him. If we own our ideas, we don't see that our goal is achieved. We don't see that it's built by our own way and our own idea. Well, we will destroy it because we created, we thought about it, we destroyed it. It's not right. We have to be perfectionists in that time. But wait, I haven't finished. So we have to make a difference in all those people that want to control our mind. And maybe we'll sound selfish. It will be you'll say that one is selfish because one doesn't have to depend on others. We don't have to be parasites. One thoughts are every individual mind is for every individual thinker, and every individual thought comes from an individual thinker. And they don't deserve our minutes of work. We want our goal in life is to see our work achieved and our happiness. And we don't have to serve others, we have to serve ourselves. But if it sounds selfish, wouldn't it be selfish to be part of the society that wants just to get the best part of our work? That's selfish too. So I think that first we have to look what's best for us. Not just to please the society, is to please us. And we have to get out of the box, make the difference, and build our own building. And if we don't see it achieved, well, let's destroy it and build it again.
That's pretty nice. Okay, well, I'd like you to tell me a little bit about the collective thinker, the individual thinker, and the compromiser.
The individual thinker is one that follows its own thoughts, and it follows its own rule, and it makes himself his own jury, and it makes himself his own God. It follows a path that only he can make and only he can build. It's the only one who can construct it. So it's a very good thing because it doesn't follow what he thinks would be right, it would please others. Most of the time, we humans are social beings. So we will be sometimes obstructed by things we have, whether we have to decide if we want to be individuals or we want to be part of the collective.
Okay, tell me about the collective thinker.
Well, the collective thinkers are called like the parasite because they are just following the other people, and they are trying to get the welfare with the society, and that doesn't mean that they are trying to get the welfare with themselves. And for me, the most important thing in the world is to be okay with myself. And well, for me, it's important for my family to be okay, but the real thing is that I don't really care the welfare of my family because I care the welfare of my family. It's because if they are okay, I'm okay. So every person is fighting for it.
So basically what you're saying is that the goal in life is to be happy, but you would put the needs of your family maybe before yourself because that makes you happy. Oh, okay.
That's the real thinker. And for example, if I want you to be okay, it's not because, oh, I want everybody to see me and I'm a good person. And that maybe can be true, but when everybody is looking at me and telling that I'm a good person, I feel okay.
Well, let me ask you, when you give a lempira to a child in the street, why are you giving that lempira?
Because that makes me feel so happy. And that makes me feel that I'm helping someone.
Well, what's more important, that you're helping someone or that it makes you feel good?
For me, is that makes me feel good. Because I know that with one lempira, I won't change his life goal. And that's true, but I'm changing my life because I'm feeling good with myself.
Excellent. Tell me about the compromiser. Well, let me ask you, don't we all have to compromise in life? We can't just be free thinkers. Can you, like, Lord?
Yeah.
Go with that.
Okay, a compromiser is a person that is always thinking about the benefit of another person, sacrificing its own happiness.
Well, for what reason?
Uh,
Isn't it to get what he wants?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Because he wants to get what he wants, but also he wants to make another people happiness, sacrificing what he really wants. And it's a sad example of life because if we compromise all our dreams or what we want, it will be difficult for us to leave a mark in this world.
Yeah. What did the newspaper owner find out about himself? He had a philosophy of life where he ran the canned vegetable campaign. And he ran the Get Rourke, the new inventor. Tell me what he was when he started and how he ended up.
Well, Mr. Wyman was a man that in the business life was a compromiser because he did things to make the other people happy. And even though when those things didn't make him happy, but in his personal life, he was an independent thinker. He didn't take care about the opinion of the other people. He thinks.
Oh, are you telling me that in the beginning he didn't care about the opinion of others?
In his personal life?
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I have to actively listen to
I know. And in his personal life, he was an independent thinker, and he didn't take care about the opinion of the other because his stuff makes him happy. But in the business of life was different.
What happened in his life that really turned him into a more caring person?
He knew Mr. Rourke that was a great independent thinker.
I think Daniela disagrees with you.
Yeah, maybe it was because of Dominic, because he wanted her to, he loved her a lot.
Well, would it be fair to say that Dominique was the catalyst and the program idea came from Rourke? She got him thinking in a more positive way, and then Rourke gave him the plan. Okay, but continue. This is your presentation.
I got this.
I think in a way she was like him because she inspired him to do greater things because she fell in love with George Ford even before knowing his name or who he was. So that I think that set an example for him because it drives her. So it set an example for him to what is the things that she likes because she doesn't demonstrate her feelings a lot. So I think it lighted a light for him onto how could he be in order to achieve her feelings for her to care about him.
Okay, I would like to know about his, when he opened his first office, the conversation he had with Keating, and the disappointment when he really thought he was going to get that first contract.
Well, the thing was, when Rourke entered in the office of that man, the other one, the winer was, right? Well, he was so happy because he thought that that the company will accept his design, and he was so happy because his dream was to build a big building, exactly what was he thinking about. But the thing was that when he entered in the office, the men that were doing the meeting told him that they wanted to do some changes because the people won't be happy with this design. It's okay, but we want to do some changes because it's not agree with the people thinking. So he got disappointed because he was thinking that was his.
So, did he accept or reject?
He didn't. He rejected
No.
that.
Did he accept or reject?
He rejected that.
Well, what was his financial position when he rejected that contract?
He was almost lost in the economy rate. He used $14.57.
$14.
Yeah.
But I think that they said after eating.
Yeah. At that moment, he was really poor.
Yeah.
He didn't have the edge of survival.
What would you have done? What would you have done if you had $15 in your pocket and you had a chance to make $200,000 building this building, and all they wanted to do was change a little bit?
I think that for money, I will accept, but...
So you're willing to compromise, all right? You're not this individual thinker that you just gave us this great speech about.
But I love what he did because he rejected, even though...
Well, it's one thing to love it, but I want to know what you would do.
Really, I want to say because those are my ideas, and if I'm an independent thinker, I'm a person that if that idea didn't work, I will create another one, and maybe that one will work. I can be in survival for one month.
I don't think so.
On the edge of survival for one month, yeah.
Because only has something that I received. Yeah. 57 is that fair?
Yeah. No, okay.
Yeah, you have to eat.
If it were you from even the beginning, you wouldn't be in that position because
Yeah.
you would have compromised a long time ago.
And more
But I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I have compromised a great deal of my life. I have fought and I have won. Okay, you have an internal battle where you have to decide whether you want to be yourself or whether you want to please others. You won that battle and now you want to throw it away. You had your linear skill, your soldier skill, and now you want to throw that away?
Well,
I think everybody will accept because the thing is that sometimes in the world of a person must to do something that we don't like to do. Yeah, because if a person has, for example, a business degree, but there is a moment in his life that is so horrible, the economic position is so bad, the economic situation in his country is so bad, he must to find other work, even if he don't like that. If he doesn't like, even if he doesn't like that, because it's that the life is unfair. That's the thing.
Yeah, life is unfair. Right.
And that's a movie, and he didn't accept that because that's a movie, and it's trying to show the individual thinking that he has.
Okay.
I think about it.
Even the individual thinker has to have some standards. What are the standards in your life?
The standards in my life, morals,
Morals.
religion, and politics.
And what about the law?
The law,
yeah.
of course.
I think that would be my first one, and then I would follow moral.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would law be the first thing?
Because I would have to have my range with it in the law.
I think it's because you don't want to go to prison.
Yeah, they want
No, we
to.
would all agree that that is a standard that everyone should consider following, is the law, right?
That's the first one.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about this story? I mean, we haven't heard a love story. I mean, we have two love stories going here, Dominique and Rourke and Dominique in the newspaper. Would anyone like to go into that?
Yeah, love is what matters here. What matters is about the individual thinker and the collective one. Yeah, love is the last part. Okay. Good. But if you want to ask or something?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, yeah, I'd like to know about the difference in the so-called love relationship between Dominique and Rourke and the so-called love relationship between Dominique and
The newspaper.
Wyndham. Yeah.
Well, the difference in the first relationship, it was that Dominic was so in love with that man, with Howard, and he was so cold every time with
Yeah,
her.
that's right. She fell
To
in
me,
love
she
with
was
him.
almost magnetically in love.
She was
Yeah, she fell in love with him because she knew that he was this great architect, right?
That wasn't like that way. She fell in love with him because of his thinking. Okay, she loved him. She fell in love with him because she knew how the way he thought, he was thinking, and that's what he attracted her more than his physical, I think, because physically it wasn't so great for me, right?
I would like to know about the compromising Keating when he had the meeting with Mr. Weiner, and Mr. Weiner made him thank you, made him the offer of giving up Dominique for something else. Who'd like to tell me about that?
They were engaged. It's Peter Keating.
Who is they?
Peter Keating, I'm going there. Peter Keating and Dominic were engaged. So the Mr. Wyman knew about it. So he told her that, hey, what about Mr. Keating and whatever. But the thing is that Mr. Wyman wanted her to be his wife because he was in love with her. So he made this meeting when he said that you will see that all the men are the same, but I'm not more or less than them, I think. So they make this meeting, it was Peter Keating, and he was a hotshot in that time.
Hot shot.
Yeah, he was an architect, the famous one, and Dominic was third. So he was the partner of her father. That's why they knew each other. So in the meeting, Mr. Wyman offered Peter Keating a job. He said that if he wants to build a building about a bank, I think, for him. So he said, oh yes, of course, and everything. And then he said, but there is a condition, which is that you to leave.
Okay, take it from there.
Yeah.
Continue the story.
And Peter Keating accepted that condition.
What was the condition?
It was to leave Dominic to break the fiancé.
Break up with it. Oh, so his condition was you have to give up the girl, and I will give you the contract. Well, what did you think of him when he made that decision?
I thought that he was really an intelligent man because now that Dominic didn't love her, he maybe he will be unhappy all his life.
I was thinking maybe you would say it was a good decision because he's an individual thinker and he's selfish and he did what he thought was best, and that he thought that the contract, the architectural contract, was much more important than the little girl. Since there are 2 billion women on the planet, you can always find another. Anybody else have a comment on that?
Actually, he wasn't an individual thinker. Peter we're talking about Peter right?
Yeah, we are.
Peter wasn't an individual thinker. The real thing why he left Dominic was because he was scared. And I think he was a little scared, and because he was scared.
Okay, now we're going to have
That's the point.
open conversation. Talk about whatever you would like. And who would like to go first? I don't care what you like.
I didn't like the approach you gave Dominic, because you were talking about how cheesy she was because she fell in love. But you have to consider the fact that she had never fell in love in her own. Yet she stayed away from what she thought will attract her, because she didn't want to be attached to anything. And we knew, when we saw what happened to that Greek, that the sculptor of the Greek god he had, she threw it away because she knew she threw it away because she knew it will never succeed in that world. So I think the same thing happened with work, but to a more philosophical end, because it was his thinking against the collective mind. And I don't know that we approached her, because you were saying that she was, I know she did it somehow maniacally, but I will not see that because it was her first love.
Okay, we're going to treat this like it's a presidential debate. If she attacks you, you get a chance to defend yourself.
No, you were thinking,
one
see
at
her
a time.
comment.
There, yeah.
Yeah, you were saying
That's
that.
right. I mean, it doesn't matter if he's first in love, if she wants to keep him. Why would she show him what she feels? I mean, she was really obsessed with him.
So you don't show what you're feeling.
Yeah, you show me that you're you slow it down. You want to, come here, please.
Yeah.
What I like the most.
What I like the most of this movie was that Mr. Ward didn't sacrifice because of Dominic. He never showed her that he was in love with her, and
Exactly. And that's the first sacrifice.
And he didn't sacrifice for her love. He acted just
But I
pretty
think
all the time.
that must be something that hurt him, even though he didn't show it on his
Exactly.
Because he loved both Dominic and his job, but he has sacrificed so much for his job that he wasn't so willing to do it
Exactly.
for his love.
But about him,
Yeah.
but about Ward, it was the first time that he fell in love too.
That first thing that he thought,
The first time.
that he failed.
He fell in
Okay,
love.
now,
In opposition.
we can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be about the fountainhead.
I think he was married to the
Okay,
show.
what do you want to talk about?
Can you pass to the other one? I'm thinking what I was talking about.
Okay, I'll pass to Allison.
Yeah, listen.
You know.
Okay, I would like to talk about society.
Okay.
Okay. We're living in a society that is very complicated because we have a lot of factors that maybe will affect us, because we have the factor of the family, because a lot of families are maybe passing a bad situation economically, and maybe, how do you say, in their family, they're passing a situation maybe with their children, between the spouses, the man has another girl, or maybe the children, the girl has a boyfriend, but everybody knows about it, or the boy maybe is trying to go with the drugs and alcohol, or maybe is practicing delinquency. And it's a very interesting topic because, for example, in the school, they teach the teachers teach us about morals, about the situation of the country, but I think that they don't teach us how to affront about that. And I think that will be very important, and maybe that is the reason because a lot of people fell in drugs and in alcohol and all those things. And
Good. Angie?
I would say that one thing that I have learned here is how to put aside what society and my family had taught me to consider something that I like. It's not that I will throw it away, it was that I will take it out of my mind for a moment to consider how this will approach me, what will I do about it. And I think that's something very good because sometimes we're imbued by the society and what should we do, and it's sometimes not something that we want to do, and it ends up in a bad way. We end up unhappy, we end up not feeling full, not feeling like we have accomplished something, and that's not something that I would like to feel. I would like to feel successful for every decision I make. So I think it's something great because sometimes we don't open our minds enough, and by taking out what makes us narrow-minded, we open our minds to a lot of ideas, to a lot of thoughts that otherwise we would not consider. So I think it's something good because we open up, we consider things that we would usually not, and it makes us more dynamic, more approachable, and it makes it easier to talk to different people. It makes us different, particular, unique, and I think that's something that I will use a lot.
Kenya, have you had time to think of a
I'm
topic?
so empty now, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm so empty, I don't know what to talk about.
You're so empty. Well, let me give you a topic. Why don't you talk about
Right and wrong.
right and wrong? That's good.
Oh my god. Okay, Philomena, can you pass to the other one, please? Talk about that then.
Okay. Yeah, continue thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to talk about a situation that now we're living in my neighborhood. Some people from another neighborhood is trying to invade our neighborhood, and they're trying to live in a mountain that is near my neighborhood. And I have been just thinking about it because it made me feel bad that people that maybe doesn't have where to live is trying to invade a place where my neighbor, they don't want them to live there. They want them to be out of the neighborhood, and I'm sad about it because we don't know the situation that people is living, and we should try to talk with the government or something to give them a place where to live. And it's hard to see my parents because they are worried about our security.
Security.
Okay, and they don't want us to be out of the house. We have to be locked all the time, and it's hard for me because I have friends in my neighborhood, and I want to talk with other people, but I can get out of my house because my parents calling me all the time to ask me if I'm okay, or the new people that is living in the mountain did
The
something
new
to me.
people that is?
That are living in the mountain they did something to me, and that made me think about right and wrong. What would be right for them and what would be wrong for them. Maybe if they promise that they won't do anything for that neighborhood, we should leave them live there.
We know how good a promise is, don't we?
Yeah.
It's worth
Yeah.
the paper it's written on. Okay. I think that you've achieved what I wanted you to achieve from this movie. The idea of this movie isn't to teach you what to think, but how to think. And to be able to take different factors and evaluate them for yourself. We're not saying throw away the values that you have learned throughout your life. Just reevaluate them for yourself. And it's really a strong position. If you look at the values you have and you confirm them yourself, then you'll keep them. But if you just accept that which others have imbued you with, then maybe they're not really real. So, I think The Fountainhead is a book that really got me thinking at age 9. My older brother forced me to read it at age 9, and it really brings out some interesting points. And the lady, Ian Rand, that wrote it, escaped from communism. So she was very much against the collective mentality that was forced. And she was shocked that when she came to America, that the newspapers were able to create a new collective mentality. If they said don't eat canned vegetables, the collective bought into the idea.
And it's still happening in this society now.
So that's the reason we cannot just buy labels, whether it be vegetable juice. We must analyze everything for ourselves. And I think that we always must use, at least as one standard of our life, the law. And if you don't like the law, change it or move to another country. Thank you, guys. This was very beautiful. Thank you.
Do you want to say hello?
I would like
Yo no perdí mucho porque no hay nada.
But what is I'm telling you, if you see it, the collective is usually